Yeah, that's it, go down. Brilliant, well done. Okay, test one first. That's excellent. Okay, one smiling. Brilliant. Last one there. That's great.
Whatever, I'm going to the beach. Yeah, I'm just going to the beach. And can you imagine if you're competing against this guy and you're looking at him thinking, this guy looks like he's going to the beach, and you know he's fast. That's going to so intimidate the other athletes. And this is why, you know, when he does all that stuff, he's relaxed so much because he's so confident. He's just showing confidence. It's not about, I'm going to be different to the rest of the world and do all this. He's actually just got being. We were talking about arrogance last night. It's not so much arrogance, it's just sheer confidence. And if you can show that, people can feel it. Linford Christie used to do the opposite. When he competed, he'd do that stare, you know, he'd be massive, ripped up muscles. I remember one competition, I'll never forget it. He's in the running blocks and he was so good, like this, all mad. He went down in the blocks, which are made of metal. You've obviously most probably all seen them. And he pushed so hard, he snapped them, he broke the running blocks, you know, broke them in half. And, you know, all the other runners are like, ooh, I can't believe he's just broke this metal equipment, which is, you don't break, you can't break metal, but that's how strong he was. And he was just like, you know, picked up the, you know, the next set. And he used to just do things to intimidate the other athletes. And that's what it's all about, it's all about getting into your zone, all about getting yourself confident, all about beating them psychologically before the race is even started. I believe, and I think if you chat to most athletes of my level, they'll tell you it's about 80% mental, 20% talent, because when you're on that line, I'm just as good as everyone else and they're just as good as me. I'm not going to be big-headed enough to say, no, I was the best, I'm the fastest, I'm the most talented. No. In fact, I'd actually say I was most probably one of the least talented, natural talent. But where I excelled over some of the others is that, because, you know, people used to go, hey, who's this little short Welsh guy, what's he going to do? But as soon as I started doing those intimidation games, playing chicken and stuff, they'd all, oh, hang on, he's going to hurt me here. So that's what it was all about. So, you know, I just want to share with you those insights. I think we're going to watch the relay.
We're going to see that in just a second. Let's explore this idea about psychology of sport, because these people, given talented, are well aware of this and they're going to use this when they compete. Now, I go and watch rugby quite a lot, and I always go and watch the warm-ups. And the greatest team in the world, no doubt, the New Zealand All Blacks. And I always watch the two greatest players, Richie McCaw and Dan Carter. And they always warm up together. And they spend half an hour, and they lie on the floor, get up and sprint 50 metres. And they keep doing that. And as they go past each other, McCaw says to Carter, I'm the greatest player in the world. And Carter says, no, you're not. I'm the greatest player in the world. But by the time they go to the match, they believe they are the best. Their attitude is complete. And they're ready, and they invariably win. At the weekend, I watched the Junior World Cup, and Wales under 20 played the All Blacks. Physically, they were very, very similar. Yet the All Blacks won quite easily, because as Jamie says, all about this attitude. The thing I'm interested in as well with attitude is, do you have any sledging going on during the course of a race? You find it's hard to believe that people are sprinting eyeballs out, yet they've got time to actually talk to each other, intimidate each other during the race.
Yeah, well, I remember a certain race, only over 60 metres. It was Linford Christie versus Leroy Burrell, who was the fastest athlete in the world at the time. Over 100 metres, he broke the world record. I can't remember the actual time he ran. And over 60 metres, I've never seen it before, and I'll never see it again, I doubt. After 30 metres, Linford and Leroy were neck to neck. Leroy pulled ahead of him by about a metre, turned back round and was just running like that, looking back and cross the line. I thought, oh no, you know, you can't do that over 60 minutes by looking back like that. And it was quite funny because they actually showed you behind the scenes when they go off the track and they go around the corner into the warm-up area. You could just see that they had to take it off air because you saw Linford pick up one of those blocks, you know, the running blocks, the actual bits, and all you could see is him going towards Leroy like this and had to cut off the camera, so I don't know what happened after that. But that's, you know, it is all about the psychology. And I mean, you know, in 1992, a long time ago, when we actually broke the world record in the World Juniors, in the 4x1, it was myself, Darren Campbell, Alan Condon and Jason Fergus, who lives not far away, Jason, actually. And you know, even before that race, it was all about intimidation with the other athletes. So even as a junior, when I was 18, 17, 18, you know, you'd be playing these psychological tricks in your warm-up against the others. You always want to make it seem like you're composed. You always want to make it seem like you're cool. I always tell the footballers who I look after, don't, when halfway through the game, don't silly go like this, have a little breather, because when you're down like that, your opponent's going to see you down like this, going, oh, he's a bit tired. So, even if you're tired and you're dying, don't let anyone else see it. Behind the scenes, even though you're blowing inside, just make it seem like you're cool. That's why, when you see some of the world's greatest athletes, and I used to do it all the time, I'd cross the line, in the heats or whatever, even though it was very difficult, you'd cross the line, you'd usually see them unravel their vest and they'd be like this to the crowd, they'd be like that. As soon as they went around the corner, you'd be like, puking up or whatever, but you don't show the other athletes that part, you just show them that it looks like nothing was a problem. So it's very important that psychology in this game is paramount.
So in the 4x4 and the Americans in the relay and they're sledging you, what was your response?
Well, it was always that intimidation factor. The Americans are quite thick-skinned. They're quite, they're very arrogant in relative terms to the other nations. But I know they used to always fear us, especially in our day back then. We had a great team. With Roger, Ewan, and Mark. We had a really fast team, and we had played those psychological games, come off the track, and they would be in heat 1, we'd be in heat 2, you'd come off the track, and you'd just give them a little look as if to say, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and that's it. It was always this little bit of rivalry going on. It's very important, that sport isn't just playing the game, it's being bigger than that, it's a lot bigger than that. But equally at the same time, it's, I always used to do it with a smile on my face. And the more you enjoy it, the more you love it. The more you love it, the more you enjoy, and the rest follows suit. And what other athletes hate, is to see somebody enjoying themselves. What an athlete will love to see is you under pressure. So if you can make it seem like you're playing football, netball, whatever, and it looks like you're happy and cool, everyone else will hate it because they're like, hang on, he's enjoying this and he's making me look a fool, And that's when you put the other people under more pressure. You put them under more pressure, they get tight. The more tight they get, the slower they get. The rest is history. Alvin Harrison, yeah. I don't know if I said this story to you before. No. Okay. I'll say a couple of the stories, and if you haven't heard them, I thought you might have heard them when I was here before. But Olympic final, 1996. You can imagine a lot of pressure on us. We were the second fastest team in the world that day. America were number 1. They were just
100,000 spectators.
Yeah, 100,000 spectators watching it.
99,000 American.
Yeah, it was. Incredible day. Anyway, the race goes. Ewan Thomas on first leg, me on second leg, Mark Richardson on third leg, Roger Batt on fourth. The race goes. Ewan Thomas going round in lane 5, America in lane 4. So Ewan's running around the track for quick minute. Really cool, going for it now, going down the back straight. He's coming up the home straight, and I take the baton off him. I go, don't drop the baton, take off the baton. And as I'm running around the track, and I always say this story, it's very true, and I'm running around the bend like this, going for it, and the American Alvin Harrison runs inside me. As he runs inside me, he goes, oh yeah baby, he's talking, he's running, I'm thinking, what are you doing, mate? Like that, watching. And he goes, oh yeah, baby. So he's playing these psychological tricks on me. He's like trying to make it seem like he's really cool, this American. I thought, that's it. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to have him there, right? 100,000 people, 99,000 from being Americans. He's about that far ahead.
That's it, go down. Brilliant, well done. Okay, test 1 first. That's excellent. Okay, one smiling. Brilliant. Last one there. That's great. Thank you.